play and start at any other college and, probably be contender for the Heisman as well. But I think, his integrity in what he does and everything that he does every single day. I mean, he comes in and works hard, lives hard, does everything the right way, and I think it's going to show for him eventually. And I think, his leadership and what he brings, like, it's kind of the similar situation as me last year, as far as, like, Miller cares more about the team itself than it is just about the individual.
Coach was talking about the physicality of the running back group and wanting to see more out of that. Is that a theme that you guys have picked up on? Is that something that they've been stressing here? And do you expect to hear a lot of that in camp?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we showed it, like, here and there, a lot last year, but now it's just got to be, like, all the way on, 24/7. Like, whether that's in practice, obviously it's going to be in games, but, every day showing up in camp too, so.
Why do you think that stressing is necessary? What were the moments that it didn't sort of manifest during the season?
I would say that it's more of a stress point just because, I think we have a lot of guys that can, make people miss and everything like that, but I think when it comes to just, physically overpowering teams and taking over games, like, that's the opportunity that you need to show, where it's like, like where we played Notre Dame and, we just ran the ball and just, like, physically dominated them for a game, or like UCLA was kind of the same way. So it's like, instead of just having, like, certain games show up, like, having that be all the time.
Caleb already has a Heisman. He's the consensus #1 pick in the next draft. What's different in him that you see going into year 2 versus last year?
I mean, it's hard to pinpoint a difference, because he's like, I see him every single day, and it's like, it almost gets to a point where you're not surprised at what he does because he just, like, he's that great of a player, and I think he's really, like, obviously, like what you said is obviously going to happen for him. So I mean, I think for him is just doing it again, I guess. Like, I feel like he will easily do it again, and he'll easily be, like, the #1 quarterback and all that stuff. I mean, he's one of the best players I've ever played with in my life, and I can stand on that 10 toes. So, I mean, just seeing him work every single day, and I mean, he finds ways to, like, work within himself, and, like, I can't see it because I think he's such a great player. So I don't know what exactly he does that just changes, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? When you're around something like that every single day, it's like nothing surprises you anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, the crazy throws that he makes, or, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that he does is just one of those things where it's just like that's Caleb. Like, it's kind of hard to kind of pinpoint something for him.
He's not a changed man now that he's walking that Hugo Boss fashion show, Cannes Film Festival.
Nah, he doesn't even talk about that stuff. Like, shoot. I mean, like, I didn't watch his Heisman acceptance speech, like, until, like, the day after. And then, like, even when he came back, like, he didn't say anything about the Heisman. Like, he doesn't really talk about, like, his accomplishments or anything like that. Like, he just comes in and wants to win, he wants to work. And you see it every day in what he does.
He didn't say anything about the Heisman. He just left it on his kitchen table and was like, "Oh, don't mind that."
No, like, yeah. Like, I watched his Heisman, like, because he won it, and then I watched it, like, the day after, and then we had practice. And he was back, and, like it was nothing. Just normal day of practice, yeah.
Running backs at the next level have gotten a lot of publicity this offseason for kind of feeling underappreciated and being underappreciated in terms of contracts and the compensation, guys like Saquon Barkley. As you look at that, I'm just curious, what do you think is causing that, and why do you think that at that level, for whatever reason, running backs aren't getting the appreciation that maybe they should, given what they do?
I would say it's one of those things where, like, people always talk about it every single year as far as, like, the NFL. Like, the NFL is like a passing league and everything like that. And I feel like, there's a lot of teams that are kind of getting I wouldn't say that there's a lot of teams that are kind of getting away from, the one back deal, like running downhill. Like, now it's turned into a more like a 1 and 2 back, like kind of switching off and everything like that. And I feel like teams have kind of gotten to a point where they feel like they can get the same production out of someone that with, like, paying them less money, rather than kind of like giving people kind of what they deserve or whatnot. And like, there's a lot more backs that, like Christian McCaffrey or like an Austin Eckler, who are, like, more featured in the pass game, whereas, like, they're more willing to give those guys opportunities and pay them because they're in the pass game, rather than it is the opportunities that, like, that they hold or whatnot. So, I mean, it's one of those things where it's kind of unfortunate, but it's just, you just got to just weather the storm. I feel like, there's no way, there's no, like, you won't win a national championship or you know what I'm saying, the NFL championship without a run game, you know. Like, you have to find a way to run the ball. You can't just be a one-dimensional offense and say, all right, we're just going to come in here and pass 50 times a game. Like, that will get you beat eventually, you know what I'm saying? Like, people will scheme you to a point where you're going to have to run the ball and play in a way where, like, running is going to be a factor. So, I mean, it's one of those things where it's kind of unfortunate, you know what I'm saying, seeing those guys. I mean, to see that, you know, Nick Chubb and all these guys don't even have a contract and they've been top 5 in rushing yards in the league is, you know, it's unfortunate. It's crazy to even think about, you know what I'm saying, because you would never see that from a quarterback. Like, you see all these quarterbacks getting $300 million deals, $200 million deals, you know what I'm saying, same with the receiver, you know what I'm saying, like, you're always going to see those guys. So, but I think it's going to get better, you know, they're voicing, you know, kind of their opinions on everything like that, and they're voicing what they need to see, or like, you know, so what changes that they need to see. Because I mean, like if you watch an NFL game, you can tell, like, out of the top 10 running backs, even the top 15 running backs, like, you're gonna notice that they are really good players. And it's like they change the game in different ways. Like, when you're getting opportunities where it's like, we're first down and we're going 2nd and 5 rather than we're going 3rd and 8, like, it changes the game a lot. And it's not always just by the pass, you know, because, you know, what if you don't have the quarterback that you kind of need in order to do that? Then what are you going to do? You're going to have to run the ball. So,
How much has this offense helped you evolve into the guys who are getting paid, that Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler category? Do you feel like your skill set has kind of grown and evolved playing for this offense?
no, absolutely. I think coming here, it gave me an opportunity to show that I can catch the ball out of the backfield, like I can run routes and everything like that. And I think, you know what I'm saying, like Lincoln Riley, I was like one of the best offensive minds, like, in college football ever. So, you know, being around him every single day and, like, kind of breaking everything down to step by step. Like, it's not just one of the things where you're just running routes. Like, he breaks everything down to yardage, step by step. So, you know, kind of being able to get out the backfield, show what I can do more, and being, like, playing in a lot more space is definitely something that coming here has definitely changed for me, for sure.
This offense has that kind of pass-happy reputation, but you guys did plenty of running last year. Do you feel in the building like Lincoln makes it a priority to be able to run the ball?
Absolutely, especially like people kind of get this misconception of, you know, that we pass the ball, like, you know what I'm saying, the whole entire game. Like, that's not kind of what we do. Like, we run the ball a lot, and you saw that kind of last year. So, I mean, people kind of want to sit back and say, oh, he only passes, but it only looks like that because we're getting a lot of explosive plays in the pass game. But we run the ball very well. And it's not because, you know, like, we get a lot of chunk plays within, like, the run game, and, like, people kind of just miss that because we're always, you know, taking 50-yard shots, and we're always capitalizing because we have such great receivers. So